Hello, my name is Robert Legget, and I'm an independent director of Maven Renovar. I was appointed at the AGM in June 2025 after the strategic review and the appointment of Maven as investment manager. I therefore have an independent perspective on the Paul Jordan and Amati-led requisition to replace our board. Much has been said and written about this sorry situation. In these final few days before the general meeting on the 13th of August, I wanted to explain to you my perspective and why I urge you to support the current independent board and vote in favour of your board's recommendations if you've not already done so. But first, a little bit about myself. I have over 2 decades of industry experience, specifically in dealing with illiquid holdings in underperforming companies. I co-founded Progressive Value Management in 2000, a business solely dedicated to unlocking value and liquidity for investors. I've had considerable experience in successfully requisitioning general meetings and defending boards against them as well. My skill set of creating liquidity and value will be employed in dealing with your company's long tail of poorly performing holdings with a view to generating funds that can be employed in dividends, share buybacks and possibly tender offers. In my view, and coming in relatively recently from the outside, the board has done the right thing in removing Amati, and it has done it in the right way. I want to tell you why. Firstly, during the final 5 years tenure of Amati, they underperformed an already struggling AIM. They had no objective stock selling strategy to lock in gains. In 2021, the portfolio held 106 million of unrealised gains and they sold just 10 million of those in that year. The rest have reversed entirely. Their efforts to invest in unquoted pre-IPO investments without any demonstrable private equity expertise were a failure. Indeed, they lost 9.3 million on 3 such investments alone. Increasingly, the board lost confidence that Amati had the capabilities to make the right judgments and decisions to adapt to the structural challenges of the AIM market and VCT investing, and this led to the formal review. The process of the review further confirmed the board's opinion. It exposed a team without the expertise the board believed was necessary to adapt to new conditions or change the company's fortunes. Amati were given the chance to propose a solution, but their plan was essentially pinned on hopes that AIM would recover. Secondly, in Maven, the board selected a highly experienced, effective and professional alternative. It is a team that has conducted a VCT turnaround before and proved that it has the requisite knowledge to make the sorts of private equity investments that Amati tried and failed to execute. Maven brings us access to a significant pipeline of new investment opportunities and greater resource to manage our portfolio. In addition to its private equity team, they have an experienced team focused solely on AIM investments. They have demonstrated their long-term commitment to generating value for shareholders by waiving their management fee for 2 years. Voting for the requisitionists would be a vote for failure. I don't believe that should be rewarded, nor should we return to the poor investment style of the past. There is no reason to believe that the proposed new directors are capable of addressing the underperformance of one of their own. None of them have ever served on the board of a listed investment company or VCT, and in their recent messages to shareholders have demonstrated a lack of understanding of the risk posed in shrinking the company. And on Paul Jordan, it is truly remarkable that an investment manager who has been replaced because of poor performance should seek to reappoint himself. In summary, I believe that Paul Jordan and Amati have demonstrated poor judgment in the way that they have managed our funds, in the way they handled the review, and now in the way they are damaging the business through poor execution of this requisition. I deprecate the use of board controlling resolutions. I therefore urge you to support the current independent board with your vote in favour of the board's recommendations and protect the interests of the majority of the shareholders. Thank you for listening.